Hello everyone and welcome to another FX Centrum daily market analysis. For today, I will go through our cross asset list. I will cover coffee market, WTI, US100, US30, USD Japanese yen, pound dollar, euro dollar, dollar index, Bitcoin dollar, gold market, and aluminium. I will do so by using our FX Centrum platform. And let's begin with the coffee market. So what we had here yesterday is a breakout of this 3-day balance and the breakout of the 229.40 mark. So we can see that we had a close above the upper Bollinger Band. We have still quite a decent spread between a fast and slow line. But as I said, there was a fresh rate of change flip to the upside. And of course, the hourly time frame is pretty supportive for the upside movement and upside continuation. Usually waiting for natural pullbacks like some bull flags or ABCs like this is preferable once we are already in the extended move on the hourly time frame. But overall, short term, there is a chance for the retest of this 248 mark, which is the swing high for mid-April this year. Pardon, from the mid-April this year. So now the next market is WTI. So we had a rally yesterday. So we can see here that there is a new rate of change, new 20-day high. We almost went to the 3.3 level on the rate of change. That's going to be a very good sign for the further upside development. Still, we need to pay attention to this upper Bollinger Band at 80.60 plus. We have the swing lows that can act like resistance around 81.24. Can the market sustain? We saw this shift to the upside from this downside environment. You see market, there was quite a big reversal at this point, and market held. So this was quite a good intraday, potential retest for this resistance. But at this point, it's all about watching how the market will react from my perspective around this, let's say 80.60 and 81.20 mark. In case the upside continuation and break and hold above 81.25, there will be a chance for the rally next period towards 84.10 or even 86 mark. Now we have a rate of change flip to the downside after 2 low to high days. So we might see some consolidation reaction downside, but still we don't have any confirmation for any reversal or anything meaningful to the downside. I would like to see the market to trade below, let's say 79 mark and hold below. Only then I will, we will have some confirmation from intraday time frame. But because that's not the case at this point, the buyers are in control and we have pretty much like a sideways movement in the last 5 to 6 hours. So we will see Bollinger Bands are starting to contract here. So we will see after this balancing process, can the market trade lower, or we will have upside continuation. So far, this is quite a big test of resistance on the WTI. On the US100, what we can see here is still we are developing this big rate of change divergences in the last 2 weeks, I will say. And at this point, at some point, we can develop this downside movement at least towards the 18,500, 18,450 mark. So let's take a look at the hourly time frame. We can see here that we finally broke a rising trend line. We've had 2 attempts for the market to trade below the lower Bollinger Band, and so far this can be a good development on intraday for the further downside movement. And the first downside objective, especially if we can re-break 18,770 mark, then we can see potential revisit of 18,550 or even 18,460 mark. Again, daily divergences on the daily rate of change. We can see extended environment on the stochastic from a slow and fast line are trading above the 80 mark. But the slow line is sloping to the downside. The fast line had just a correction in the last few days. So we might see that downside movement. Now, weaker index in the US is definitely US30. And as you can see, we almost reached our downside objective, which was the lower Bollinger Band. So it was like a 38,600 mark was like a downside objective. So we can see that there was this mini consolidation and the downside breakout. Both fast and slow line, we can see quite a big spread between the fast and slow line. But the thing is, there we're still sloping, so both slow and fast line are sloping to the downside. And hourly time frame, there is no any kind of confirmation, any kind of reversal. In fact, after this sell-off, we had a very horizontal consolidation and a rebreak. So still sellers are in control, and we can see, so we have the pivot level, so around 38,600, and then the next pivot level is really at 37,000, I would say 780 mark, 750 mark. So really US30 is now, sellers are stronger compared to the US100, but overall, if we can see like further supply, US100 will also follow, and we can see more negative days on the US indices. On the USDN, we can see that spread pretty much decreased between the fast and slow line. Market is still holding. Bollinger Bands are, kind of contracting, and we had a pullback on an intraday. You can see here, market went from 157.40 to 156.90 mark, but then market is rejecting at this point. So I will say this previous swing high is now acting like support. As you can see, we had a rejection on the hourly time frame. See the lower time frame, even you can see this was a pretty climatic. So if we see absorption of this 157.20, if market trade above 157.25, 157.30, we might see the upside continuation on hourly and eventually short-term upside continuation on the higher time frame. And the next upside objective, I will say, on the USDN is set around 158, and then we have even area all the way up to 160.24 mark. Now, the pound dollar, we had quite a big divergences on the rate of change and stochastic. As you can see here, fast and slow line, you can see that we have kind of some bear divergence, pretty much extended in this upside swing. We had a basically rejection of our 1.2800 mark, which is important pivot level, and we had a tail and the pin bar. Let's see the hourly time frame. As you can see, we had a down break, and this is basically something that I call a drift alongside a lower Bollinger Band. And now it will be about to watch how the buyers will react. Do we have just a retest of either middle or upper Bollinger Band and the resell? Or we have a full absorption of 1.2800. Now, this will be all about, from my perspective, to pay attention. Because if we absorb all the way up and trade around 1.2800 again, then there is a chance for market to trade even higher, maybe even towards 1.2600, put on 1.2860 mark. But if we can see the resell, if the market can retake 1.2745 after this rally, then we have a chance for at least the downside correction, the daily time frame towards 1.2670 mark, or 1.2, let's say 650 mark. Now on the euro dollar, we had similar situation. So we had this tail, like a pin bar, just around this 1.0900 mark, which is important resistance. And this is something that I like to see. So the slow line is sloping to the downside. Fast line had a correction, and now it's starting to slope together with a slow line. That's a good sign. We still have a middle Bollinger Band at 1.0825 and support swing low at 1.0804. So those are like intraday downside objectives. Similar to the pound, you can see the hourly. We are trading alongside a lower Bollinger Band. There is a reaction, so it's kind of, market went in the last 10 hours kind of an oversold, extended, so market is naturally reacting. But this will be all about to watch this reaction. If we can see just reaction back up, to the middle Bollinger Band or even higher, and then a resell, for example, something like this, then this can be a good sign for a further drop, even as I said, towards 1.0825, 1.0800 mark. Dollar index, as you can see, we had a reaction day upside. So still this 104 mark, which is, I think, the key support, is holding well. And as long as that 104 level is holding, I see potential for the higher prices. You can see the slow line now is turning to the upside, and the fast line just had a correction. So this can be quite a decent rotation and potential for the market to trade higher. Let's take a look at the hourly time frame. So you can see here that we traded from the lower to upper Bollinger Band quite fast, and now this will be the test of supply. So if we see that supply is diminishing, or we can see the slowdown in the supply, there will be a chance for another back up to upside, and again the daily time frame to retest high at 105.06, or even break this and go and try to trade towards the 105.45. Short-term speaking. So I like development on the hourly time frame. This is quite a big reversal from my perspective, and I learned about this extension of the slow line and fast line around 15 or below the 1520 mark, and this is the result of that extension. Something similar we had here, and we have a whole upside swing after that, and now we had something similar at this point. So I pay attention for this pullback, and if the market can retake and trade upside, this will be we have a good chance for the upside development. Now Bitcoin versus US dollar, we had down day, but market closed in the middle. Still, slow line is sloping to the downside just around the 80 mark, and a fast line is kind of going alongside a slow line. So still there is a chance for the lower prices from my perspective. This is a classic development. This was quite a big reversal at this point. And market, we see that sellers are active on the rally. So I see potential for the drop towards 66,000, let's say, or even towards 50. Then we have like a 57,000 and then 52,000 and so on and so forth. So there is this development, again, at least for the market to retest this previous swing low and middle Bollinger Band, and then there will be even a chance for a bigger drop. Let's take a look at the gold market. So we had a rally for 2 days, but obviously this middle Bollinger Band of 20-bar moving average around 2,367 act like quite a decent resistance this week. We still have this gap between fast and slow line, but both fast and slow lines are trading to the downside. And we have a rate of change flip, hourly time frame. We still don't have a confirmation, so we still have a contraction on the hourly, but just in case the market can break 23.42, 23.40 and hold below, there will be a chance for a bigger drop on the gold market from my perspective, and the retest of the lower Bollinger Band on the daily time frame around 22.95. And aluminum, as we said, is trading higher. So aluminum is stronger than the gold, so definitely a relative strength leader. If we compare like gold and aluminum, gold is trading lower, trying to resell, while aluminum is making a new high. So, and this chart actually played out pretty well. So we spoke about last week. So when the market was at this point, we saw the big gap. So between the fast and slow line. So there was a chance for the market to trade and do some pullback, retest balance. We had a one down day, one arrow day, and a market rejection. And look at the fast and slow line. It's a classic, test and reject of the slow line on the rising slow line of stochastic oscillator, and this is the result, the retest of the high. So now this was our first upside objective, so 2760. The next, we need to go to check higher time frames, because the next really important pivot level is all the way at 29.91. So we have a 29.91 like the next short midterm upside objective based on our previous price action. So again, hourly time frame, it looks pretty extended on the hourly. Look at this. So if you're not already on this upside from this area here, on this pullback or gap up, then this is pretty extended. It's in the recent swing high, but overall, short-term speaking, there is a chance for higher prices from my perspective, even towards 29.91. Again, if you want to be alerted about every new update on our liquid markets and new trade ideas and so on, feel free to subscribe on our YouTube channel. You can, of course, also visit our fxcentrum.com website, and here you will find part FXC TV. So you can see here basically our analysis from previous days, from the current day, trading ideas, different tutorials. Of course, you can get access to our webinar FX Centrum. You can just click unlock now with your full name and country, phone, and email, and you'll be able to watch our webinar. And very important, 100% deposit bonus. This is a very big boost for your account, so you can read more about it on our website. And you can create a live account in just a couple of minutes, and it will take a couple of clicks, and you'll also be able to use our extension platform. And there is option for the demo version, like a $10,000 account. You can also register for that. That'll be all for this daily FX Central daily market analysis. Have a good trading day and speak to you soon.